We got an athletic leg day, some hybrid work, some running, some jumping, some basement work, some weights. We're going to break it all down. It's your boy Lou152, former national champion wrestler, just trying to stay strong after neck surgery. Let's get into this workout. So right here, we're starting off with some explosive sprinting, but very, very short distance, right? I'm in my backyard. So it's basically just the start. We want a very explosive start. So that's what I'm doing here. You give all effort for about 2 to 3 seconds, right? Explosive start, and then you stop. And then right here, now we're getting into some broad jumps. Jumping is one of the best things you could do for athleticism. I'm trying to increase I want to have a higher vertical. I want to be more powerful, more explosive with my legs. And, this is helping right here. Now we're going to get into some pause squats, right? So I got one of these Pylo boxes. So I do a squat, right? I take it, I lower myself down, sit on the box, and then come back up. So what happens is that you can't use any momentum, right? When you stop and you sit on the box, you have to use everything to just get back up. So this is amazing. This is how you make lighter weight feel heavier, right? It's very similar to if you were to do a pull-up, for example, and you're doing a pull-up and you stop in the middle and then you go again to get your chin over the bar. I'm basically doing the same thing just with a squat. So, I come down, sit on the box, come back up. 2 sets of that. That was the first set. Now we're getting into the second set right here. This was 185 pounds. Like I said, I don't care to have a 315 squat, super heavy squat. Yes, I want to be able to do, a nice weight, moderate weight, but I'm more interested in using it as a tool to become more athletic, with my legs, to use my legs better, to run faster, to jump higher. That's how I'm using the squat, not to have a super impressive high number. And, doing these pause box squats, I believe it translates much better to athleticism than just doing the regular ones. So this felt really good. Big fan of that. Now we're getting into deadlift. And you see right here, I'm doing it at a deficit, right? I have like this little piece of wood that I use, and it makes it so that the range of motion is more, right? Same thing. I don't care about having a super heavy deadlift. This is just to bulletproof my posterior chain, my lower back. This gonna hit your glutes, the back of the legs. It's very important, posterior chain work, right? If you see a lot of the best sprinters, football players, they're all doing some variation of a deadlift, whether it's a regular deadlift like this, if they're doing RDL, if they're doing it with the hex bar, it doesn't really matter. The point is you want to have a strong posterior chain, lower back. It's very important. You use it a lot when you sprint, when you jump. So with these, I just like to do a moderate weight. This is like 115. Really, it's nothing at all, but I do it for high reps, right? Now here, this is like a good morning Jefferson, same thing, posterior chain work, right? And I love this exercise because it feels like a great stretch, right? When you go down like that, you feel all your vertebrae just, kind of spreading apart. It's also a great stretch for the back of the legs. I love these, right? A lot of people are scared to round their back with a weight. Just like anything, you have to build your way up to it. I can't just go ahead and throw whatever, my body weight, 160, 185 for this exercise. That would be heavy for me, right? That's not what I'm looking to do. So this is just like 75 pounds right here, right? So there's actually nothing wrong with rounding your spine. You just have to, just like anything, work your way up to it. If you're not used to bench pressing and then you try and throw 300 pounds on the bench, you're going to ruin yourself, right? You're going to hurt your pec, your elbow, whatever. So it's the same thing with this. So guys, don't be afraid to round your spine. Just, have good technique and work your way up to it. Cause your spine is supposed to bend, right? It's, you can twist, bend through like that. So don't be scared. Here, split squat, right? No matter what, even if it's not my big mover, a split squat is going to be somewhere in my leg workout. I just love this. I think it's so good to hit the leg unilaterally. The stretch that I get, in the hamstrings and the stimulus that I get in the glute with this is just, It's like no other. So no matter what, I'm always going to have a split squat in the program, in the workout. For this particular workout, the big mover was the box squats, the pause squats, but I still have the split squat. Now here, this is the last exercise of the day. This is some rotational work, right? A lot of times when we work out, we're in a straight line, right? Push-ups, squats, pull-ups, right? It's a straight line, but we need to rotate for athleticism. So this is just, I'm holding the bar right here in the crook of my arm and the biceps. And it's basically, it's like a lunge, like a rotating lunge. Most of the times when people do lunges, they're just lunging forward, right? They'll step forward or they'll step backwards, right? This is you're stepping to the side and rotating. So this is really good for your core, for the side right here. You kind of feel it in like the oblique. You have to stabilize the weight when you twist. Also, the legs have to work hard too, right? When you're going down, you have to control the movement. So your leg is really, squeezing your feet is squeezing into the floor in order to control the movement. So this is a really good one. Same thing, you don't really need a super heavy weight for this because it is difficult, right? I plan to increase my weight on this, but even this right here with 75 pounds for me was challenging. I mean, I did do 20 reps, which is that is high reps, but I think that's the beauty of this type of exercise. And yeah, that's it, guys. That's an athletic hybrid leg day, a little bit of running, jumping, some weights, some rotational work. It's your boy Lou152, former national champion wrestler, just trying to stay strong after neck surgery.
Wrestling